but our picks for each other are going to be the same.
We should say it at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
NieR
Automata. Jorge, a very important question for you.
Uh-huh.
How much of Death Stranding 2 have you played?
You know, that is a good question. I played no Death Stranding 2.
Can I say one?
You can say one
One
thing. I
thing.
already know Mamoru Oshii is in the game.
I don't know anything beyond that. I just want to tell you that the first place I traveled to in the game was in Mexico. And you know how when you go into a station, it says, "Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges."
Oh no.
When you walk up to the one in Mexico, it goes, "Buenos dias, Sam." And I was like, yes, let's fucking go.
Oh my god. Do they is there anything else they translate, or is it just that?
I mean, that's just the intro thing. So, you know, the same as like you going through some sort of like checkpoint in an airport or something. So.
Okay.
I just thought that was kind of nice. I don't know.
All right, I'll check it out. I'm excited actually. Like I thought I wouldn't be. It's one of those like, well, I kind of resigned kind of like with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm like resigned to. Well, I'm not gonna play this, so I can curb my hype. But now that I have it, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to finish Expedition 33 and Deltarune so I can get to this. Like, even though I'm excited for all those,
I have had zero time to game. The move has been brutal on me, so I only got this game as a treat because it was just rough. I needed something to look forward to, and a game where you take heavy packages across long distances while you have like a creature at home waiting for you to take care of. I don't know what about that was appealing to me at this given point in time, but here we are. So
I mean, I too carry a heavy package around long distance. Anyway.
You're gonna cause a void out.
I'm gonna cause a Zek Nova. I got you with that one.
Yeah, you did. Welcome to Brain Lords, Video Games of the Mind. A panel-style discussion between artists and the art they love. I'm your host, Kyle. I go by Cute Monster Props, and I'm an SFX artist for the video games industry. I work at Vulpin Props making trophies for major esports tournaments, as well as life-size items, weapons, and characters from your favorite video games. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jorge. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jorge.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jorge. You might know me as El Slime.
What would your Death Stranding name be?
Damn, that puts me on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I don't know, like Sleepo Man. I can't.
Video James.
Oh God, please no, spare me. Never. I would never. Yes, I'm Jorge. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an illustrator. I'm an artist. I love drawing video game fan art. I love working on video game stuff. I'm currently working at Fangamer. We do a lot of publishing for video games. We do merchandise, and we do. I think I covered everything actually. It's a lot of fun. There's stuff I wish I could talk about that we're working on, but in due time, I will show you. It's very exciting.
I'm always so tickled when you get to show off your stuff, because usually it's for like y'all do a cool mix between bigger licensed stuff and smaller games, and the smaller stuff is always what's more interesting to me.
So the reason I'm excited for this thing coming up, it's because it's something I personally like pushed for, and I was actually listened to, and now I'm very happy about.
That's always a very strong feeling when you have sort of a sense of control.
Yes. They realized I am the strongest soldier in the company for this. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. I'm sorry for being tight-lipped, but NDA is NDA.
It's fine. Also, like, I'm not interested in the specifics, more the broad stuff, and I'm really glad to hear that.
Good. And we assume our listeners are thinking the exact same thing, so we can move on.
Yes. Well, today's theme is game music. 10 years, 10 soundtracks.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
10 years. What was 10 years ago, Kyle?
Oh, don't even ask me that question. 2015, baby.
2015. Where was I? I don't know. I was still working in animation. That's
God, I was still in Texas. I don't even want to think about that.
Oh, really? I forget you've been here not as I always think you've been here longer than I think.
If in about a month, it'll be 8 years.
8 years. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a lot. Now you can say that's a lot now.
Oh yeah. But anyways, going back to video game soundtracks, Jorge, I'd like to think that we enjoy a lot of different genres of music. You know, I enjoy your different rocks and punks and electronics and synths and funk and city pop and rap and folk.
All right.
And of course, my favorite genre of music, soundtrack.
Soundtrack video game. Man, I used to be that lame kid that was like, I like everything except country and rap. Like the most boring answer you can give about what music you like.
Why don't we talk about video game music? What makes it special? What makes it more effective than other mediums of music?
It's special because it goes beep boop and it makes my brain happy.
When you're right, man. I see that square wave and I'm at peace.
This is kind of a circumstance thing because like I guess I remember noticing what I really like in melodic type of music, not so much like lyrical, vocal stuff in video games, like how much I really appreciate recognizing patterns. It's gonna sound I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but I'm talking when I was like very young. I don't know, there was just something entertaining to me about memorizing video game music, and especially on the Game Boy, I remember I would hold up the Game Boy to my ear and like try to hum the track correctly.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, trying to remember like I think Yoshi's Cookie. I remember me and my brother Andy, we loved the Versus theme and when you play the CPU. And we kept listening to it because like, why is this so good? Like we were just like captivated the same way we would, you know, like listening to, because at the time I remember I would hear a lot of like when my mom and dad would play in the car and stuff, and I love that. Like I remember Men Without Hats, Pop Goes the World was like one of my favorite albums back then. I still love it, but through that I then kind of started appreciating like video game music more, because I was like, oh, this is just as good. and it's made for me because no one else talks about this, and I guess I found like a special little place there.
Yeah, I'm certainly the type of kid that would listen to more video game music than regular music, and I'm still privy to that, even though I'd like to think I'd try to branch out a little bit.
I think back then my identity musically was video game. And I remember the same brother Andy would like make fun of me for like, you don't listen to anything else. I'm like, well, I don't like anything else. But then later I was like, wait, I should branch out, because a lot of the music I listened to in video games was inspired by like real stuff.
And that's I think the beauty of video game music is that like it kind of encompasses so much. It's kind of what I was making fun of at the beginning there, that like it's just soundtrack, but like video game music covers like any different setting or genre or style. It has, you know, massive amounts of inspirations from all across musical artists and styles and eras. But also I think what's important is like, you're technically the one making the video game music. When you play the game, like you are directing it. You know, it could be as simple as like going through the levels or a character's theme popping up when the character's talking. But like in, you know, more modern games, like the game music changes as you play, and it hits different when it's a game, when it's happening that way versus like just a film score sort of changing the motif as something happens to fit the action.
Oh, so you're talking about how it has evolved to be at home with the medium. Before it was just like a background track. Now it kind of communicates the story, which I think has happened a long time. But effectively,
I think
it drives the narrative.
Yeah, I think even before, like it could do more complex, you know, systems driven, you know, reactive music. Like the fact that when you finish the level at Mario and you hit that flag the second you do, you know, you're the one directing that. Yeah, you get that feedback. You like, you're the one that made that song play, and like that just gets reinforced by like your accomplishment. So I think it's always been doing that. But yeah, the fact that, you know, now we can have games that are like going in through like the quiet, more contemplative version of the same song, When you're like taking your turn in an RPG, or like in Metal Gear games, when like the track will be different stages of alert, we'll have different versions of the track, and they know how to like go on for 4 measures, and then the second it hits the end of that, it transitions really subtly to the next. Like, that's amazing stuff to me, and I'm dumbfounded that like games can do that kind of thing.
Yeah, and something that I really like. I know this is a little gamer brained to say, but I really like when I let someone who isn't into gaming like listen to the music and they enjoy it as though it's like, and I don't want to diminish, the medium by saying as though it is like normal music, but what I mean is it has like, when you find that really good soundtrack that has a good barrier of entry for people who aren't even familiar with the medium, and you can connect with them that way, that's always a really good feeling. It happened a while ago. I remember my dad, when I moved out, he took all my old consoles and brought them to school because he was a teacher, and he would let the kids play with like the N64, the Super NES, and that's where all my collection went, by the way. I never saw those games again, but like I think back and how worth it was, actually, because he would call me on the phone, we would talk, just catching up. He'd be like, I listened to like Mario 64 soundtrack, and I'm thinking like, these people were like classically trained. They went to school for music, didn't they? I'm like, yeah, they did.
Koji Kondo, man.
Yeah, back then you went to school for music, and then you got a job making video game music. Like, it was art, I guess. Like, I don't know how else to say it. That's what you did, and you had to learn how to do it.
I mean, that's like, where else are you going to get someone that can play music? So, and then also they're having to like learn how to, basically program as they come up with the music, because these consoles are like not suited to just take tracks, like lift them from, recording to the video game. So they're having to translate what they're doing.
Yeah, working with those limitations. That's another reason I so fondly remember the good times. No, I so fondly remember like retro gaming music, is because a lot of it was people who were figuring it out too, but honestly mastering it for the rest of us. Like, we didn't know how good we had it, basically.
Well, you joke about the good times, but I think that's partially why we're doing this episode and why we're doing this theme.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
10 years, 10 OSTs is because I think a lot of people, game enthusiasts, have like this disposition that like game music isn't as memorable as it used to be. And certainly there are like big games with like more orchestral stuff that don't have as strong of a medley. But like, in doing this exercise, I think you and I like discovered we're in a golden age of video game music. It has never been better.
Yeah, if you know where to look, I don't think video game music ever got bad. It's more of a matter of scope, I guess, like, because games got bigger, then music got more ambitious, and through that you do lose a little bit of that, I guess, intimacy, like that experience of having songs that stick to you longer and longer even after you play the game. When a game is bigger, it has more songs, and maybe you don't remember them as much.
I could also see it being the same issue as like a lot of modern movie scores, where the score is a little bit less tied to what things are going on. Like, it's not as catered.
True. Yeah. There's some games I can think of where the music really does kind of literally take a back seat, and it's just there for the ambiance and like the vibe, and it's not really there to like communicate or tell the story, which is what I like. My preferred use of game music is something that actively feeds into the experience as a whole, as in terms of the narrative. It's not just there for dressing. It's not a second thought. It's like also as important, just as important as what it is visually and in terms of interface.
So yes, we're going to take the last 10 years of video game soundtracks, and for each year, we're going to come up with a particular game and a particular song from that game that strikes us as exemplary, as the peak of the medium for that year. For us personally, or however we feel on interpreting that. But yeah, for each year, we'll pick a game, we'll highlight a song from that game, and we'll go back and forth. We'll have some honorable mentions, and to keep this a little competitive, a little extra incentive, we're each going to, we have a pick for what we think each other is going to pick. We do not know each other's list right now.
Okay. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to get a lot of them wrong.
I'm feeling pretty good about some of my picks, unless you like wanted to go too out of left field, and then I'm absolutely screwed. But
I mean, I'm not. I know that we did before we recorded the episode. We kind of got into a bit of a metagame here, where it was like, well, what if I pick something that he can't guess?
there's a couple of years I'm like, I know Jorge can't resist this one. So
Yeah, and there's some that I know we're both gonna agree on, just easy.
Oh yeah. So Jorge, I guess would you like to begin with 2015?
Oh, I have the honors.
Mhm.
Wow, I feel like it's not fair. Should I trip you up, or should I? Go
I mean, if
predictable?
you want to give a wrong pick for Jorge's pick right out the gate, go for it, man. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
okay, I will actually. Then
All right,
for 2015,
let her rip. Come on.
let her rip. For 2015, a soundtrack that I still think about is Axiom Verge.
Damn, that's a good one.
Yeah. That was my other choice. I'm gonna guess yours after this, but because
Yeah,
that was
I would not have picked that one. But I have the album for Axiom Verge. It's a really good album.
It is, and I can even mention which track I always think about. It's called Inexorable. It's the one I even hum it sometimes, like when I'm cleaning or just like walking around the house. It's one of my favorites.
So what about that soundtrack that like really appeals to you? Is it just that it's like this other world and like the synth really captures?
Yeah,
that for you?
it exactly that. Yes, it really puts you in that world and in that tense. Like what I love games like Axiom Verge where like the environment you're in is incredibly hostile and you're like alone and you have to figure it out. And the soundtrack captures that perfectly.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all there is to it. Like, it doesn't have to be this technical, like, oh, the song's transitioned into this, and it's doing this, like, crazy thing in the background. No, like, sometimes it just, if it captures the experience of play, which is hard, like, you have to translate what you're feeling in the game to sound, and that's...
It just has difficult to make you uncomfortable, and that's what I love about that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fantastic. What did I pick, Jorge?
Do I guess? Okay.
Go ahead and guess.
Splatoon.
Damn, no.
Oh, shit. Okay.
No, Undertale.
Oh, that's right. It came out in 2015.
You didn't... Oh, my God. Yeah, no, my pick for you was Undertale. I thought it was going to be like...
What?
Like, what else do you pick that year?
Did Undertale really come out in 2015? You're shitting
I mean, look
me right
it up right now and tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my God.
I could have like totally.
Am I thinking of the
assignment.
demo? Was the demo before?
The demo was like 2 years before. I know because I played it and I told everyone to play Undertale. And nobody listened to me.
I mean, Toby Fox famously tweeted, like, you better play Undertale now before it becomes popular and everyone hates it out of principle.
September 15th, 2015 for
Windows. Shit! Wow. Big L for me, bro. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make up for that like in the next few years. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought 2015 was a shoo-in for us to just begrudgingly know that we both have to pick Undertale. Damn, dude. No, Axiom Verge
okay. No, it does, but I am showing my hand a little bit here. I didn't pick it for a specific reason.
Why is that?
Because I'm pretty sure I went through. Well, I'm not gonna tell you because it's a pick for later.
Okay.
All right.
Well, here, let me gush about Undertale.
Yeah, go ahead.
Undertale is... I don't think we give enough credit how much Undertale's soundtrack shaped... There's a before and after for things like OC remakes, like video game like mashups and covers and things like that. I in the same way that like you can't look at anime cons without taking like Homestuck into consideration, like you can't look at like video game music covers online without taking in Undertale into consideration. And it's not just that it's the cool music that I like. I think it's easy to get lost in the sauce that like, oh, it's like the meme songs, it's Megalovania and all that. But
yeah,
I mean,
which is frustrating. They always have to deal with that. It's funny you bring up Homestuck because I would run into the same issue with Homestuck where it's like, I promise the soundtrack is good just because.
Have you seen the light? Do you know how good the soundtrack for Homestuck is?
Bro, the reason I played Undertale is because of Homestuck.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
Because I knew Toby Fox did music for Homestuck, and I'm like, oh shit, he's doing a whole game and he's doing the whole soundtrack for that. And I was like, that's what got me into Undertale.
But no, let me try to say something a little bit more meaningful and heady here. Undertale is this amazing, like once you start getting into sort of music theory or just like listening more deeply into the soundtrack, just the way that it's incorporating like motifs so well for like every single character and how like these little bits will pop up throughout the whole game. Sorry, it's my cat feeder going off.
It's not that bad, don't worry.
No. The fact that you'll get these like motifs that like carry over and like are subtly shown through other characters, they like tell you a lot about the story of the game or like what's going to happen in the game if you're just listening to it carefully enough. Something that I caught recently, this isn't the song I want to highlight, but Alphys's theme, it alternates its time signature between 3/4 and 4/4. And basically what that means is that it's going between a more like waltz pa to just 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think for a character that's like very indecisive, very anxious, having like this alternating step, it really like tells you a lot about this character. And then in songs later in the game, or in scenes later in the game, where you're exploring stuff that's related to kind of her backstory and the instances in which she's messed up, you can hear her theme, and like the pacing of the music is meant to match that. So if you're listening carefully enough, you can catch so many things about that game without having to like watch a lore video. Or
Can I tell you what my favorite instance of this is?
Can I guess?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is it Asgore's theme?
Yes, how it plays Toriel's theme in the middle of it.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
I was watching a video of a music teacher listen to Bergen Trucken, Asgore's
Bergen
theme,
Trucken,
without knowing the game, and he's like, "Oh wow, yeah, there's like another. It breaks off into another motif in this song, and maybe that's like a character that they're like, you know, this the chords are alternating between happy and sad. So maybe this like is a character."
Pre-listen.
Yeah, he's like, this is a chord you play that is more like uplifting, like it's meant to be like more positive sounding, and here's a chord you play that's a bit more like of a downer chord. And Asgore's song, like every other chord is happy or sad. And so the guy listening to it without having played the game was like, oh yeah, like maybe this motif is like a character that like they have like a falling out with or like a strife with.
Yeah, it's
all there.
That's why I love it. There's a lot, like I said earlier, the type of soundtrack I gravitate to is the one that communicates the story through music, and Bergen Trucken is like my favorite example of that because it incorporates like Toriel's theme, and then Asriel has a little bit of like that too. It's like their shared pain is turned into song. Yeah. I absolutely love that about it, and it's also my favorite battle theme in the whole game.
It's incredible.
Yeah. You have to listen to it with the intro. It's perfect that way.
Yeah, I think I told you this the other day, but like I was learning also about microtones, because Bergen Trucken is off pitch. It's like in between E and F or something like that. So if you try and play it on a piano, it will sound wrong. And when I was looking, I was like, wait, so how do they play it in the orchestra for the orchestrated version? And I looked it up, and it was all string instruments like violins, which don't have frets, and the French horn, which I know is a very technical. Like I don't know a lot about like brass, but I know that French horn is really hard to play because you can play it really poorly if you don't know how to articulate it well. So the fact that they had to instrument it that way so they could hit those weird in-between notes is like fascinating to me. I had to learn a lot of music theory to do this episode.
I know, I can tell. You know more than me at this point. The only thing I know is I can't even pronounce this word. Leitmotif?
Leitmotif?
Yeah, leitmotif, where it's like when melodies repeat within like musicals do this a lot. And plays, as like story beats. They use music as story beats. And then when a theme is repeated, it's literally repeated in sound.
See, and that's like games are the king of this, I feel like.
Yeah, Undertale does that exceptionally well.
There's like, you can, if you make a list of the songs that don't have a shared leitmotif in other songs, it's shorter than the list of like songs in the game.
But yeah, I don't know anything about brass either, but I do know a lot about ass.
It says so on your trucker hat.
On my Burger Truckin' hat.
What are your honorable mentions for 2015, Jorge?
I actually have a surprise one for this because I know 5 people played this game, and it's funny because it is a Final Fantasy spinoff. It's called Brave Exvius. It's the mobile game. It was like it was a cash grab gotcha game, but I shit you not, the soundtrack for this app is just as good as a mainline Final Fantasy soundtrack. Like, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I recommend Moment of Recall if you have one track to listen to. If you want to, the battle theme. Like, I still listen to that battle theme because to me it sounds like a Final Fantasy game we never got, and we did, but it was okay. As a game, it's just. Oh, I only got one for.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you give us yours?
I have two. You were at least correct in some regard. Splatoon was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
And what a breath of fresh air it was, like doing
In
way
a
more
lot of ways.
genres for mainline Nintendo music than just their sort of that era. It was all that kind of jazz fusion. And the fact that this is like elements of like rap and punk and like weird like pop country, like a bunch of the songs are all these like genre mixing. It's such a cool soundtrack and fits the like youthful style of that game.
Can I tell you the one track I think of? It's Tentacular Circus. I think it's the first stage of the campaign mode.
Okay.
The reason I always think about it is because it reminds me of classic Nintendo, like Super NES era, like experimental soundtrack, Chip Tanaka style kind of Nintendo. Like it brings me back to that, and I love it for it. Like Splatoon in a lot of ways was maybe the last time I felt like we are so back as a Nintendo fan.
yeah. At the very least, like it does well for them. But anyways, moving on. Jorge, let's go to 2016. What is your 2016 song pick?
I feel like I could trip you up again because you know which one I'm gonna say.
I do.
Year. So I'm gonna pick the one you don't know. So there's a futuristic racing game called Redout.
I've not heard of it.
And holy shit, if I need y'all to listen to this, like this is a very interesting soundtrack that incorporates like Middle Eastern style music, but with techno.
That was the one you showed me where you had to learn about what microtones were.
Yeah, that one has a lot of it, and I loved it for it because I'm like, oh, I can hear it.
Is it? Do you know if the composer is Middle Eastern?
He is. I actually think he's Armenian. Yeah. You can look it up. If I got that wrong, I'm so sorry. We'll put it in the notes. But yes, I believe I knew his name too, but I forgot. Still, I recommend it. Soundtrack, Redout. It's also a pretty good game. If you like your futuristic racer more in the Wipeout flavor, then yeah, 100% recommend it. Flame of Life is the track I think of because it's very positive, upbeat. It's because it's a world that's kind of like not post-apocalyptic, but it's like distant future, like kind of dreary. But this one track is like upbeat and like cheerful out of all of them. I don't know. It stands out for that reason. It's my favorite.
Yeah, and also for those who don't know, like microtones, I keep mentioning this because I just hyper fixated on something and I learned the thing. But if you imagine a piano, how each note dun 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 dun.
Yeah, the 12 keys.
Yeah. Is a certain pitch up above from the next. That's an arbitrary scale that we pick just because it sounds nice that way. But other cultures might have, like there are African instruments that have like kind of like a xylophone, but it's got a 10 key scale, and a lot of like Indian, Arabic, Armenian, and like all sorts of Middle Eastern genres of music are known for having a lot different. See, I'm gonna butcher this, so please give me some credit here.
No.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying though. Like I was watching a video about how like most desert music in games is like not bad, just like not authentic because they use the 12 tones that are like typically taught in Western schools of music, based on the piano. And yeah, the reason that was arbitrarily picked is because it was kind of like the Eurocentric style of music making. Yeah, the white normative, I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's like very, because like all schools of music teach like the classical stuff we all know, like Bach and all those homies that I'm so tired of hearing about, honestly. But like, so more cultures that are like typically not Western use microtones because it's more like just outside of that school of thought. And
well, just their instruments just have more frets, so you can get more notes in between.
And a lot of it didn't have, or a lot of it doesn't have the same structure, because like the thing about the keys and the 12 piano notes is that they're structured. They are easier to teach. At least that's what people thought, and that's why it turns out to be like the most common known form of music. And you probably hear it a lot in like video game music as well. Like I might look up the video later so we can put a link to it, because I do find it educational. It taught me a lot about like they're what we think is Arabic music.
Yeah, I was trying very carefully not to say that because.
But yeah, it's just we have this weird idea of it that is extremely westernized, extremely whitewashed, that just doesn't fit the reality.
Well, Jorge, can I tell you what I thought you were going to pick?
I know what you thought because I did pick it, but I didn't say it. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to pick Doom 2016.
Because I did. It's fucking amazing.
It's so good.
Do you have a track you think of? Because like I know exactly which.
I didn't look up the names of the individual tracks, but I mean
look. Everyone loves BFG Division, and I get it. It's good, but I don't care. I think Harbinger is my favorite track of the whole game. It's extremely. I saw someone on YouTube leave a comment that described it perfectly. It is like, what if you, the player, are the boss and you had your own theme? Like that is what it feels like. Like you're everyone is fighting you, and the music communicates that so well.
Oh my god. All right, well let me get to my pick,
yeah.
which is Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh, you got me with that one. I forgot that was out too.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think I was gonna pick?
I thought you were gonna pick Doom.
See, I didn't pick it because I knew you were gonna pick it. No, I picked Hyper Light Drifter because it's an extremely special game to me. This is a game where its creator was had a lot of heart problems at the time, and it was not clear that they were going to live for very long.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the game, you play the Drifter, and they've got an unknown condition that seems to be afflicting them at arbitrary points throughout the story, and so the score by Disaster Piece. I think this was one of their first big things.
No kidding.
No, they did It Follows before this.
Okay.
Which got them so much notoriety that they almost got to do the score for Stranger Things, but they turned that down so they wouldn't be pigeonholed into a genre.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love Disaster Piece. Hyper Light Drifter is such a just intense synthy, but it has pianos going on, and it just builds up this sort of this dread and this openness and sort of this quiet contemplative discovery, and just like Axiom Verge, it makes you feel for the world, but more so it makes you feel for your place in it, and just how ominous it is.
They really don't make games like that anymore, like Hyper Light. I feel like you can't redo Hyper Light. I don't know. I think about it sometimes.
I mean, certainly, I see a lot of games that are trying to be it, but I think what they miss is that it's not about its combat. It's not about its platforming.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's about your place in the space. And I feel like you're right, they don't, but if you know where to look, I think you got it recommended to you not long ago, but Death Store does a really good job with that kind of formula.
Death Store, okay.
Yeah. Really good soundtrack too. Almost put it on my list, but Jorge, I'm gonna give you some honorable mentions.
I got one too.
Okay. My first honorable mention is, and I was so tempted to pick this, but Valhalla. It perfectly captures this somber yet hopeful tone of an all too real dystopia, and the only reason this wasn't my pick was because the songs are not driven by the game. You just sort of pick them randomly, and they play
I see. Okay.
throughout the level. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I also want to shout out Thumper, which is a horror rhythm game.
Oh, shit, Thumper!
That has this anti-tempo that you're having to learn how to do. It by the end of the game, you feel like you've discovered this new type of music. It's such a cool, nightmarish game. It's very hard.
I should have picked this. Thumper is what if anxiety was a game?
Yeah.
You play Thumper. If you don't suffer from anxiety, play Thumper, and that's what it's 24/7 for. My honorable mention actually is Final Fantasy 15. That's odd that we have a second Final Fantasy in my honorable mentions, but it is what it is.
I'm really unfamiliar with that soundtrack.
15 was Yoko Shimomura's mainline Final Fantasy debut.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she got she at first was hired for 13 verses, but then it became 15, and she even mentioned this in an interview. She's like, before I knew it, I was composing for a mainline Final Fantasy, completely out of my control.
I feel like such a poser. She's one of my favorite composers, but that's fantastic.
Oh, well,
I feel like if anyone could do it,
I will recommend to you then the main title theme, but with the vocal, the orchestra vocal. Very, very nice, very beautiful. And then my favorite battle theme is Apocalypsis Aquarius. It's the scene when you fight Leviathan, which is the peak of that game. What even all of the shitty parts of 15 are erased when I think of when Leviathan showed up, because it's like the climax of the story. Recommended that one.
Nice. Well, Jorge, let's move on to 2017. What is your 2017 pick?
This is another one that is like, we fucking know, but I'm not going to say it. So instead, I'm going to pick the other one that we also fucking know, Sonic Mania.
Oh, yeah, that was, man.
That was like, there were two obvious choices for me, and it was one of those two. Sonic Mania, though, like, for being, again, I'm just not really the biggest Sonic fan. I always tell people I'm a big Sega fan. I'm not really a big Sonic fan. But Mania, for like just 10 hours, I was a Sonic fan. And that's the best thing that game did.
I heard a fun fact about that game. If I'm not mistaken, the composers for the Sonic Mania score, like, just deep dive into all the music that inspired Sonic. That's all they were listening to. So they could really like capture the essence of like what was the songs of the era that made Sonic, so they could recapture that spirit. And I think they pulled it off.
I think they did. T-Lopes is the big name in Sonic Mania. Actually, I was gonna say like Studiopolis is his big achievement. Like that song is canon now. That theme is canon now. Like it's even in Smash Brothers. But the one I particularly love is actually the Act 2 Flying Battery Zone. The cover he did for that is incredible. I didn't know you could make Flying Battery even better. But he did.
the it wasn't just the original songs, but the way they remixed stuff like your Green Hill Zones were just
Green Hill, Chemical Plant.
Yeah, they took it in a bold new direction. Chemical Plant's second one, the second version of Chemical Plant.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It's incredible. But again, Flying Battery is, I remember, because Flying Battery is where I got stuck, because my amateur Sonic skills were showing. But that track is what pulled me through. Like I was just so motivated to keep trying, because it when you hit Act 2, it just like it kicks up, and you're like, oh shit, I can do this. It's great.
Jorge, I have a feeling like our picks are going to be different, but our picks for each other are going to be the same. Do you want to just read what our picks for each other are?
We should say it at the same time.
1, 2, 3.
NieR
Automata. 2017 was like the hardest year on this list by a wide margin.
Only because of NieR and Sonic Mania doing so.
There's more than
personally.
that.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, NieR, Automata. I don't know who wants to start this one, because like what else am I gonna fucking say about this game that hasn't been already said?
That's the thing. It's like it is such a beautiful soundtrack. Like its motifs that it incorporates throughout the whole thing are just like laser focused. Like when they know when exactly to bring back. Like,
oh, I know what I want to say. But you go on.
They know exactly when to bring back like a character to just guillotine your heartstrings.
The wonderful thing about this too is that to this day you can feel how this game's soundtrack influenced others. I'm playing Expedition 33, and I swear to you, like I hear NieR Automata, but in a good way in this soundtrack. Like it's not copying it or anything. It's just taking those cues. They understood how to make voices sound haunting but also soothing, and also like just having like a vocal track that it emotes and is evocative of that like moment in the story. I feel like NieR Automata is the one that perfected that. Like,
yeah, you can also hear it in Stellar Blade in a bad way.
I didn't mean to laugh so hard at that.
Everyone was like, that soundtrack is peak, man. I'm like, yeah, because they told the NieR Automata guy to do NieR Automata. Like,
oh, I see. Wait, it was the same person?
It's the same guy.
And he did Dollar Store himself?
Yeah. Okay, so my pick for 2017 is Pyre.
Before we go to Pyre, that's a good pick, by the way. Before we go to one track I really like of Automata is Wretched Weaponry, the factory theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, again, speaking of themes, speaking of like, this one actually like calls back to Replicant, the Wretched Automatons theme. Like it feels like it connects that atmosphere. It's like tying a string between the two games in a way that I feel like, you can connect the games with lore, but I've never thought of like a game that connects with music other than like a theme from the sequel will have like parts of a theme from the previous game. This one instead does like a sequel to a track. It feels like it's in the same, I don't know, it's like in the same style. It's like saying the same thing, but it sounds different. And I love it.
I mean, for me, it's Way to the World every single time. I've seen
Yeah.
the NieR orchestra twice. I've cried every single time.
I was going to say, Way to the World is one everyone likes, so I didn't want to
My wife just said nice at me. Because she cries way more than me. You cry at like every single song in that whole orchestra. Yeah, she's Kaine's theme. She says just
Kaine. But we can't talk about Replicant because it's the better soundtrack anyway.
Damn.
Move on.
Okay, so moving on. Pyre.
Keiichi Okabe. That's the guy. Sorry,
Thank
Keiichi
you.
Okabe.
Pyre, I'll be quick on. I'd like to highlight Bound Together because in Pyre, you play as these outcasts, and the goal of the game is to get out of these bad lands that everyone is exiled to, and as you do that, you have to choose, like, do I let my teammates have a better life, or do I have them help me play these ritual games? And depending on how you pick different characters and like who you choose to like send out of exile, there's a song at the very end, and it has millions of different permutations because it will sing exactly like what you chose to do. And it's this beautiful ballad between like a male and female singer as they're just serenading you on like what you did in the game. And that, like, there's nothing could be more personal than like that is your story for the game, and your combination is exactly unique to you. So
we here at Brain Lords, we are ardent defenders of Pyre.
I have an honorable mention.
I do too.
Breath of the Wild, baby. Terrytown is an S-tier track.
There.
Yeah, look, okay.
There. I'm handing in my formal resignation. You can expect it in the mail.
Listen. The fact that it didn't, like, yes, it does the thing that every Zelda game does, where it's like it brings back the leitmotifs of the previous games in the series. But the fact that it was like subdued about it, and that
All right. That's true.
It's a complete wasteland, and it's like the quiet, like somber version of those songs. And it has like, think about the Guardian theme and how weird that's time signature is.
Okay,
so
I can be nice to Breath of the Wild. I can be like I did like when I realized I'm listening to the Temple of Time theme while I was in it. Like, that was cool.
But do you have any honorable mentions for 2017?
Yes, actually, 2017. The Rivals of Aether soundtrack. It's a very, very nice chiptune album. And my favorite actually is kind of cheating because it's from a different game, but there's a stage in Rivals of Aether based on like Tower of Heaven, if you've ever played that. It's a very old, like, I think it was a Flash game that looked like a Game Boy game, and the soundtrack is really good. It's 11 minutes of like the best chiptune you've ever heard. The stage incorporates that soundtrack, makes it even better. Luna Ascension EX is the track I'm thinking of.
I'll have to check it out.
And it's like one of my favorite chiptunes, like, tracks ever made. I still listen to it.
All right, well, Jorge, let's move on to 2018. What is your 2018 pick?
See, here, this year is the reason I did not pick Undertale. But you know what? I'm once again, I'm going to curveball you. I'm going to pick a game that I know you're not going to guess.
Oh, really?
And that is Into the Breach.
Really? See, I liked Into the Breach's soundtrack. I do think it's quite good, but dang. Okay, tell me, what do you love about Into the Breach?
I love it. I love the Into the Breach soundtrack. It is. Margot described it. My wife, she described it perfectly. She's like, "This is thinking music," and I'm like, "Precisely."
Yeah, it is the kind of track that gets you wanting to make tactical choices in a tense life or death battle.
And it again, I'm more a person who's driven by like music that communicates a narrative, and I think this game does kind of do that. It leans more ambiance than anything, but I do feel there's something about the way it sounds that is telling you the world is finished. Like, there's no hope, but figure your way out through this. I love that for it. The one I always think of is Blast Garden, which I believe is in the acid stage, if I'm not mistaken. Really great soundtrack. I love playing it when I used to play a lot more like TCG. I would play this album.
Nice.
It just hit that. It just hit that right tone.
Yeah, it's a good background album. Good thinking, studying.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I could not figure out what you were going to pick this year. I had you down for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That's cheating.
Well, you talk about the ultimate like versions of a lot of songs, and you really like they do
true
different and interesting.
The problem
things.
is, I'll tell you the reason I did. I picked another game that I think you're gonna pick if you want me to tell you. The reason I did not pick Smash Bros. Ultimate is because number one, a lot of those tracks span the entire history of Smash Brothers, and number two, a lot of that game continued just developing over the years. So like we ended up getting DLC for more tracks that I love, but years later. So it just didn't feel right to pick it. It encompassed it. You could almost make a whole episode out of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that one does feel like cheating. Well, what do you think I picked?
Deltarune.
No, actually.
Oh shit. Well, I picked Deltarune because I didn't want to pick Undertale. All right.
I picked Celeste.
Oh shit! Celeste came out. What a year! Holy crap!
Yeah. No, Celeste is just Raine is one of my favorite current video game composers, and she just does such an excellent job of mixing like piano and I'm a sucker for just like a little bit of piano, a little bit of synth. Honestly, you do that, I'm fine.
That's all that soundtrack is.
But I want to highlight Heart of the Mountain, which
I know the one, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the later tracks in the game, and it's kind of after you've mastered everything. And I think the soundtrack is really excellent at bringing together like all the leitmotifs from previous levels, building up this sense of like anxiety and an overwhelming like musical bombardment, and having it like once it sort of all comes together, there's like a release, and then like there's this like breakbeat to it, and you're feeling like, oh no, I got this. It is the stopping yourself, slowing down, taking a deep breath, and just like going into it and capturing that feeling, which is just such a core element of Celeste in the soundtrack is so key to why that game really works. To like, that is not a narrative that you read, that is a narrative that you feel.
Oh,
and
the best kind of game.
Yeah, you can't have that without Lena Raine's incredible work. So. You have any other? Go ahead.
No, I mean, I was gonna say Lena Raine also has like the best taste in games. If you follow her online, like he's recommending like the best. Like I just love a Xenoblade Defender. That's all I'm gonna say. And 13 Sentinels. He also played that.
Yeah.
And was like hyping it up, and I'm like, oh, you're a real one. Let's go. Anyway, yeah. Honorable mention time. Who wants to go?
I will go. The Tetris Effect.
Wow.
Yeah. The Tetris Effect wants to give you the feeling of oneness with the universe, and they pull it off.
I didn't care for this one.
Really?
To be honest. Yeah.
See,
it was okay.
I don't listen. Well, here's the thing. I would say listening to it on its own, I'm actually not a huge fan of that either, but in the game itself, I think it is phenomenal.
Yeah, when you're dropping blocks and it's syncing music to your block drops, that is brilliant. Genuinely, but as something I would listen to, no, I would never. I don't really care.
That's perfectly fair. What is your honorable mention for 2018?
Well, I wanted to briefly talk about Deltarune 1, which I'm surprised you didn't pick, to be honest. But now that when you mentioned Celeste, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
But Deltarune pushes those. What did you say the word was again? Like leitmotif. Leitmotif. Thank you. My God, I cannot pronounce that. I love how that game does it. Like, I think it does it better than Undertale. And the track I'm thinking of is Chaos King, the final boss in Chapter 1, really brings around all of the themes you hear in just that short span of time and turns it into a boss fight. It's the perfect end game music. Like, that's one of my favorites. But yeah,
Rude Buster is one of the best fight themes in any video game. Also, Rude Buster also uses microtones. It is off key.
See, that one, when I think you mentioned Rude Buster, like when I asked you, like, well, which Deltarune ones have microtones? And Rude Buster, I think definitely, yeah, you're right. Like, there's some shit in there that you improv, I don't think you could do on a key. And then, like, I had one more honorable mention. There's a game called Radiant Historia perfect chronology. And I'm cheating a little bit because this game came out originally in I believe it was like 2012, like on the regular DS, but it got re-released on the 3DS. And not a lot of people know this is another Yoko Shimomura game. Like, please listen to it. Please listen to, if you have to pick one, it's called Melody Connecting the World. I have not heard a track this like gripping since like Terranigma. Like specifically that one. The rest of it is okay, and it's actually it's Yoko Shimomura being very experimental, which I love seeing because it's very much outside of her style. You can tell she really tried to do like a PS1 era like style soundtrack. But that one that I mentioned is just like, damn, what were you cooking here? Like, and this isn't a game that no one played from a composer that's like renowned. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out because I love it.
That's fantastic. I think all the more reason we need to just gush about Yoko Shimomura one of these episodes. But let's move on, Jorge, to 2019, another impossibly difficult year for me.
Honestly, this was the best year.
It was so difficult, Jorge. What did you pick? I think I have your pick, but
I feel like you can guess my pick.
The problem is there's two. There's two it could be.
I feel like you can guess both.
All right.
Number one.
I'm gonna say I'll just do it. I'll just pick one. Go with my heart.
Do it.
Your pick is Sayonara Wild Hearts.
That is my top pick. Can you guess the second one?
13 Sentinels.
I know you can. No, 13 Sentinels wasn't 2019.
Disco Elysium?
Oh, Disco Elysium was. No, I didn't do Disco Elysium.
What'd you do?
I'll give you one more.
I mean, I don't want to
guess it. It's relevant.
I think I can, but it might play my hand is the thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, well then I'll just talk about Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is of 2019 my favorite game. This fucking game changed. It is one of those like there is a before and after me, like, and you can draw the line at Sayonara Wild Hearts. Like, this is one of those. I remember playing this and seeing it for the first time at PAX East. I think it was either that year or the previous year. And I remember thinking, like, it's style over substance. It looks like it's just pretty, but I gave it a shot. Like, I actually played the demo of it, and I'm like, wait, I'm still thinking of the music. I'm still thinking of like what happened, like what something. You feel like you're not in control, but you are, and yet the game is like a complete. It's basically an on-rails shooter, almost a runner type of game.
Yeah, I pitch it as a very much like a res with like a runner game.
Yeah, it's a runner type res game. There's some shooting elements. There's a little bit of combat. I actually think of Sin and Punishment when I think of Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yeah.
But that's when I played it, I'm like, oh my god, it's like Sin and Punishment, but it's like it's a pop album, and it's like the best kind of pop album. Yeah.
I know the answer why. It's very difficult to orchestrate something like this, but why are there not more concept album video games? That seems like such a
that's
rich
what this is.
Potential for a genre.
That's what this is. And again, it's music that, like, at first you think it's just this is what I love about Sayonara Wild Hearts. On the surface, you think all of this is just dressing. It's just in service of aesthetic and vibes. But then you listen to like the lyrics, and the track I'm thinking of is Wild Hearts Never Die, which is the final battle music. It was my favorite for the longest time, and then I actually looked up the lyrics, and I'm like, this got even better, because now I know that this entire soundtrack has been telling me what the backstory of this character is.
Yeah, isn't she like dealing with a lot of like burnout and?
Yeah, she went through a bad breakup, and like you can piece it together a little bit if you're like paying attention, even without listening to the lyrics. But then when you do, you're like, it's spelling it out to you, but in the best way, in a way that only like your brain picked up on. You know,
my favorite.
I love this game.
Is the one that plays where you're on the motorcycle fights. I don't recall the name of the.
Oh, I think I know the one.
Begin again. Excuse me.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. All right. You guessed it. You guessed correctly.
So
Can I guess your pick? If you were saying.
If you haven't guessed it by now,
it's Hypnospace Outlaw.
No.
What?
I do like that soundtrack, but no.
That was my second pick. And I'll tell you why, but go on.
Oh, no, my pick for 2019, see, this is why it was so difficult. 2019's pick for me is The Outer Wilds.
Okay, oh shit. That actually surprises me.
The Outer Wilds can make me cry with 3 notes on a banjo. It is incredible.
Holy crap. Yeah, you got me off guard here. Because I never played Outer Wilds.
Oh.
Now I wish I did.
Oh, you should play Outer Wilds.
Holy crap. Okay.
It's pretty good. Now, without saying
Everyone
too much
tells me it is.
Yeah. We'll hang out sometime. We'll play Outer Wilds. Anyways.
Yes.
No, without getting too much into the nitty-gritty of Outer Wilds. Like, do you know the broadest premise?
So, the thing is, like, at first I thought it was one of these, like, farming, crafting games. But no, it's more of just, like... It's like a mystery exploration game.
Yes, you are stuck in a time loop. You are given a spaceship, and you need to venture out into your known universe in order to figure out why you're stuck in a time loop that results in the sun exploding every 22 minutes.
That's incredible.
But no, the thing is how music plays in the Outer Wilds is you are part of a spacefaring race that has sent out like about 5 or so different astronauts, and you're following in their footsteps. And if you want, you can go out and seek them by tuning in your radio. The theme of it is a very like the spaceships are like wood crafted. Your planet's name is Timber Hearth. It looks like a bunch of giant pine trees across the whole planet. And so it's very like folksy, crafted technology. And as you tune your radio throughout the universe, you can find your different fellow astronauts by what music they're playing, and they're all playing different parts of the same song. And to have
that's so cool.
And so like to have the main theme is all of their musical instruments coming together, and as you're like sort of figuring out sort of the nature of your entire universe, it is like telling you this extremely beautiful thing about like all of this like information and people coming together to like make some unified voice to actually to discover something by being there to observe each other. I will get like choked up just talking about it. It is.
I mean, you're selling me on it. I didn't know like the whole picking up their different music and culture through like the radio is brilliant. That's incredible.
So no, it's a fantastic game, and it's like there's a certain track that plays anytime the sun is about to explode, and anytime that hits, you're like, oh no, it's such a stressful song because it is like a hurry up kind of song, but it's in a very like subdued
hurry up,
way.
But for real.
It's the most quiet, contemplative way a game could be telling you, bro, the sun's gonna explode on you in like 2 minutes.
Damn. Is it kind of like Majora's Mask, like when
yes,
that last
it's
hour?
Timed, it's timed to it, so when the song finishes is when the sun explodes.
Nice. That's cool.
But anyways.
All right. Well, I want to talk about Hypnospace Outlaw
okay,
then.
Yeah, talk about Hypnospace
which I guess I don't have much to say of it aside from like
pour out a cold one. Hypnospace
yeah, we are gonna pour one out for our homie here because like we did find out that Dream Settler got canceled recently.
Well, tell me what you love about how Hypnospace.
Yeah, let's talk about the positives. Let's talk about the positives. It's just ambitious. It's incredibly ambitious for what it is. Like to the point. So the premise of the game is that it's like you are an enforcer in like pre Y2K era internet.
Yeah, a moderator for an internet you can surf when you sleep.
Yes, specifically one that you wear in your sleep and you can browse through with like your brain. And to make this project work, Jay Tholen, the director, had to research so many different music genres to have in this one game. That again, it's like on its surface, it seems like a simple like internet simulator. It just goes beyond that. It has like again, it was one of those games that I thought, oh, this is just vibes, it's just aesthetic. There's story, there's intent, there's a lot of like deliberate, I don't know, like tools used to like make this a real world, like a realized thing that actually might have happened. It kind of Mandela affects you into being like that. This kind of was what the internet was like, and one way they pull that off is just having an incredible scope of like musical genres in like a single game. So much so that like I have the vinyl for Hypnospace, it doesn't have all the tracks. It's impossible. Like you would have to get like a 12 press like thing. There's no way. And for that reason, I wanted to put it on here because I think it deserves recognition for that.
That's a good way to put it in. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's capturing the feeling of being on the early internet and just how wild that can be. And to do that, you need to have a breadth of tracks and people. So yeah, it really captures like just how diverse that is.
This is great. And my favorite track is Age of Creation, which is an unassuming little tune that plays when you're usually when you're watching like the more infantile websites about like, oh look, I made planets, and it just plays this quirky little music that brings me back to like Earthbound era, offbeat, irreverent, but like still charming type of music making.
Well, Jorge, let's take a quick break with a segment I call Game Ratings. I'll present a category like Pokemon Middle Evolutions, games with tank controls, video game dads, and we're going to come up with something underrated, overrated, and accurately rated. Today's topic is licensed tracks in a video game. Jorge, can you tell me an overrated, underrated, and accurately rated licensed track in a video game?
Oh, damn. Okay. I got a few, yes. Where should I start? What do you think would be interesting?
Overrated?
Okay. I'm gonna say it. I don't need. What's that track called when you ever play Lollipop Chainsaw? When you
not in a long time.
When you go super mode, a licensed music. There's oh my god, why am I forgetting? It's like, oh Ricky, God, you understand? You take me by the heart when you take me by the hand. We're gonna get copyrighted if we put it on. God, I will look it up while I'm talking. But like, I remember the game got re-released as Repop, and they could not get the license for some of these themes, which actually like a lot of the game uses licensed tracks. I don't know if you remember this, but a big thing that people were like upset about was that theme is not in the game, and I was like, what is the big deal? And I remember that was like kind of me when you asked me this this question, for some reason that's the first one that came to mind.
For overrated? Just because you got so tired of listening to
it?
Yeah,
because I was like, no, it's because like, I mean, there are parts where the game really does use like licensed music well. In fact, if you look up like how many there are, it's a lot. Like I actually don't blame them for not being able to get the rights to some of this stuff again. But I remember there's some good ones like 1,000 Cigarettes by Mastercraft, I think they're pronounced. Like I like that track. I found out about it through this game. Mickey. That's the track I'm thinking of.
Oh, I see.
It's guys like you, Mickey. And my god, like it's cute the first few times, but then after a while you're like, okay, the shtick wore off. And then yeah, people when the remaster got announced and they're like, we can't get the license views back, like Reddit was going crazy about it. And I'm like, can we like big freaking deal, y'all? Like whatever. Get over it.
My overrated is the sad cover of Mad World in Gears of War.
Can you remind me? Because I don't remember this at all.
It technically, I don't know if it's in the video game, but it was a major part of the promotional material. It just showed your character like walking through dark alleyways, being hunted by the different aliens, and it's playing like a somber cover of Mad World. The all around me are familiar faces.
Oh, this sounds bad.
And it was when I saw it. I first of all, I like Tears for Fears. I like the original version. I watched Donnie Darko as a college student. I'll date myself.
All right, I'll send another resignation letter. You'll expect to now.
I am cringe and I am free, Jorge.
All right. I respect that.
But Yeah, it was like one of the early things to do the like somber piano cover of like a 80s thing. And man,
Oh my god, that is like one of the most overplayed tropes even back then.
and to be fair, I think it was effective at the time. It was a
Sure.
masterful pick, but just
Whatever.
the thing that it ushered in.
Oh, so you're saying that you think is that when it started? Is that what you're saying?
I say that is a big proponent of why we hear like 80s sad piano covers.
God, it's so tired. I really
Mhm.
can't. I think I knew we hit like the point of no return. When do you remember the live action Power Rangers movie the trailer had a dramatic cover of a Johnny Cash song. I think it's Because You're Mine I Walk the Line, like that one. It had the dramatic piano like trailer version of that, and I'm like, are we running out of like old music to cover to make like a stupid trailer with? Anyway, sorry. I I hate it.
All right, what's your underrated licensed track?
Honestly, again, you never played Final Fantasy 15, but at the beginning of that game is a cover of Stand By Me.
Oh, okay, I know that one's really good.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
It's great. I'm like, this is actually a good use of like a modern version of a song in a video game. And oh my god, who was it? Florence and the Machine who did it? I think it was. Yeah, which I do like too. Wait, how do you know about that anyway? Like, did you see the intro?
Listen,
Yeah,
I only know
Florence and the Machine.
I only know so much about this game, but it's about a bunch of boys going on a mission, and people were very vocal about that song affecting them.
It sets the tone really well. It's like the first thing you hear. I love it.
Well, my underrated song is "The Man Who Sold the World" in MGS5. That cover.
Oh.
I love David Bowie. He's one of my favorite artists, but like if you can't get him, then getting that cover like worked really well for that game. That game is unfinished. It has a lot of issues, but I think like the sort of double nature of everything and ending on the like Man Who Sold the World, I think it actually kind of stuck the landing, which I feel like a lot of games cannot do. A lot of better games don't stick the landing, and that really sold it for me. So
it was great. My god, I watched Metal Gear Solid 5 trailers, and I'm like, I wish we got this game. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
What's your accurately rated license?
You're never ever gonna guess. There was a game for the Super Nintendo called Rock and Roll Racing, literally. It plays a lot like RC Pro-Am, if you're familiar with that.
Okay. Is this a Rareware game?
No.
Okay. Anyways, please continue.
Literally, the first racetrack uses a cover, like a Super NES like sound font cover of Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah, like the and it sounds amazing. And I remember because I picked that game up randomly at a flea market, and I came back home, I put it on, I'm like, what the shit is this? It's incredible.
That song is so good that like through like a skungy, crunchy SNES synth, it still probably sounds like pretty good.
It does. Please put it when you do the editing. Please put it on. It's because I need you to listen to it. I need you to listen to it.
I promise I will. Jorge, would you like to hear my accurately rated license track?
I actually have no idea. I'm excited.
I'm really sorry. If you're not going to resign by now, like...
This would be my third. Hold up. I'm writing it right now.
It's Power in Saints Row 3. I know, like, fuck Kanye, but, like... That start of that game is pretty cool. I think we can all agree it's pretty cool. There might be some baggage.
I'm not only sending my resignation. I'm canceling you. Like, I can't be seen with you now. Listen, no judgment. It's okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Pretty cool. That's as far as I will die on that hill.
I mean, don't go all the way up there. Thank you. I really did not know that was. I thought you were gonna say like Death Stranding or something.
I mean, the problem is like I feel like all the songs in Death Stranding rule, and we don't have a category for that.
Not really.
Like there's no category for like fucking rules, which is Goldfinger in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Yo! Oh, what the hell? How did I forget that? That game was like the Tony Hawk games, the Dave Mirra games introduce an entire genre.
Oh God, it made my music taste so much better.
Yeah, it defines like a generation of music. Brain Lords, video games of the mind.
Take a melody, simple as can be, giving some words and sweet harmony. Raise your voices all day long.
エンディングまで泣くんじゃない。名作保証。マザーついに大完成。
Brain Lords, video games of the mind. Well, let's move on, Jorge. Let's get back on track so we can stop talking about power. I'm so sorry, everyone. Please forgive me.
I was ready to move on. You brought it back.
Jorge, what is your 2020 video game soundtrack pick?
I'm not even gonna like ask you to guess this because both options are pretty obvious. So I'll start with the one I think we're not gonna say, the one we're not gonna double up on.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That was my pick for you. I had a hard time with 2020.
You would have guessed right, and the other guess I'm sure you can figure out, but I'm not gonna make you do it again. This one, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think. God, I actually like this game. I actually love it. And it hurts.
No, okay. Like the Final Fantasy VII battle theme is the best battle theme in all the Final Fantasy VIIs, and the cover they do of it.
Oh, so the one I want to bring up is called it's called A Trap is Sprung, and it plays right before you fight Airbuster. It's like the entire sequence of you like trying to make it so like you can sabotage and hack Airbuster before it gets deployed. They play this like cover. It's a remix of the battle theme that is used not only the actual combat but in the environment you're in. And you were saying something about like how modern video game music does this well is to like change the tune or like the tone literally of like what's playing according to like what's happening on screen. And this area does that really well. This is an incredible cover because to me it feels like it belongs. It's like it feels like a missing track from the original game. Like, that's how good I think it is. Even though, like, most of the soundtrack I can't really remember too well, the ones that really stand out to me, like, the remix for, like, the old Wall Market theme they use when you're, like, walking around the like, beat-up tunnels. Certain other, like, tracks for like, the combat, the boss themes they remix, that one Genova theme that, like, starts out as like a like it kind of starts out as like a generic cover of what the Genova theme would sound like if it got remade, but then when you enter the final phase of the battle, it brings in the synth from like the classic version, and like you just get chills. Like, I don't know, that it's amazing how much Remake did right, considering it was a game that I had like very low expectations of. So
this is not your pick for 2020.
No, actually my 2020 pick was 13 Sentinels.
No, wasn't that 2019?
Well, in Japan, but I'm saying, yeah, in the US it came out a year later, which is why I got confused when you picked it, because I think you did mention it.
I mentioned it in 2019, but
because you tried to guess it for me.
Okay, well,
yeah, so you were right, but I actually considered this the US release year, so we got 13 Sentinels in 2020, so I put it in 2020.
So, again, we keep talking about like the way it can transition, but like all the battle themes perfectly. Going from like the start of the fight to the main like bulk of it, and then you get like the victory each track, like each battle has its own theme, and each battle has the victory version of the theme, and it can.
I love that. Yeah,
it can like seamlessly go into it, and just god, and like even the stuff that's just like you hanging out at the school is really well done. Just like, it feels so nostalgic. Yeah,
my favorite. Despite how fantastic the entire soundtrack is as a whole, my favorite is actually Brat Overflow, the title theme. And it's because I remember when the Tokyo Game Show trailer came out in like 2015. I watched that trailer religiously. Maybe before that I would watch like the Smash Brothers Brawl trailer as much as I did, and Kingdom Hearts 2. And
I watched the Kingdom Hearts 2 trailer a little bit too.
Yeah, I was at that level with the fucking 13 Sentinels trailer. Like, I would watch it over and over just to listen to Brat Overflow.
I remember stumbling into one of those YouTube videos of like guy younger than 25 complains about how they don't make games like they used to, and they were saying that like they did like games don't have like cool intros anymore, like intro screens. And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, they do. Like the Brad overflow screen,
yeah,
is
oh
like when
God.
you hit the start button and then it like goes into like the full, like you get blasted by Brad overflow.
The actual version, yeah, because when right before it's like the press any button, it has like a
the like
it sounds like it's being played in it's being played in the distance in this wasteland. This game is perfect in every way.
Well, my pick for 2020 is Paper Mario: The Origami King.
I should have guessed it. Yeah, you're like the strongest soldier.
I've gushed about this in previous episodes, so I'll keep this brief.
And I'm glad. No, do it.
It does the thing where like every track has like an alternate version for like if it's the battle theme. Not only is there a battle theme, but there's a battle theme for each, like a variation for that's themed to each zone that you're in. The Japanese themed one has like Japanese instruments in it, and then each theme also has like your active turn, and then like the more passive, like the quieter version, so you can plan out your moves. Like when you beat the every stage you go back to Toad Town, and every time you go back to Toad Town, it layers on a new track.
Oh, I love that.
And just like, that's why I said like Terry Town in Breath of the Wild, like.
Yeah.
Because of your relationship with time in a video game and characters and like you're seeing these things again and again and again, and being able to go back on that and like have it build up, you have this real sense of accomplishment, this real sense of space as like every time you beat a level, like you get the treat, the dessert of going back and hearing
it rewards
Toad
you,
Town just being a cooler place to be in.
I love that. The game that does that I always think about is Brave Fencer Musashi. And when you told me that about Origami King, I'm like, damn, that sounds cool. That's what I like. I
want to throw out an honorable mention to a game that no one really played, but Signs of the Sojourner is a deck building.
How do you spell that?
Signs of the Sojourner is SOJOURNER, as in like a traveler.
I actually have never heard of his. Yeah,
it's a very small indie game, but you play as someone that's traveling in a caravan. That your mother passed away, and you're taking on her role in your culture's caravan as you make the rounds, trading with the different regions in this arid climate. And it has this really like folksy soundtrack. It's like perfect road trip music, but like every place you visit, it's all sort of the same flavor, but it's a different different style of folk music. Each town is like, one's more laid back, one a little quiet, a little somber. Maybe they come on hard times. One's more like busy and up because it's like the focus on like where all the traders are hanging out. It's got more commerce going on. I'll gush about this game actually real quick because I think this is like an incredible thing that it does. First of all, it's a game about like, it's a deck builder, and the cards are your ability to communicate with someone. It's like your attitude, the like mannerisms you pick, however you want to like abstract it. But as you go through different cultures, you can take cards that let you communicate with different regions better. And at one point in the game, there's a massive earthquake, and you get a new symbol that's added to almost all the towns. It's this like pink spiral, and it's basically just being able to talk about the trauma of this big natural disaster. And you can start picking up these cards and basically be able to relate to anyone in this run, because it's like, oh, we're all talking about this disaster. If you do that too much, though, when everyone's kind of ready to move on and is no longer talking about the disaster, your whole deck will just be full of the trauma of this thing, and you need to like start shaking that off fast.
Oh, wow.
I'm gushing about not the non-musical aspects of this game, but yeah, go on a road trip and play Signs of the Sojourner while you're driving. Right. It is incredible.
Deck builder is my kind of shit.
Did you have a quick honorable mention, Jorge?
Yeah, it's another game no one played. It's called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin.
Oh yeah, I have the special I have the special edition of that game. I did not play it.
See, I knew I could trust in you, but I didn't get to finish it because again, this was a year where like a lot of good shit came out. But man, if you ever have a chance to give it a shot, please do. And the reason I put it on this list is because this soundtrack scratches the Goemon itch. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. I recommend Howling Wind is the one I listen to that I'm like, Man, I miss this kind of game. I miss this game, and I miss these vibes. I miss like funny feudal era Japan humor. And then like the cool thing about this game too is that it does have a sense of humor, but at the end of the day, you are trying to help these people out of a famine, and there is that thought in the back of your head, like everyone is suffering, but all the gods are really aloof and like they don't really care, and it does that really well.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend it. It also has a little bit of Muramasa in it if you missed that too. Although not on the technical level, but
but the character
does
design
have
makes
that.
up for it.
Yeah. It's a cool one. Please play it.
Yeah. Jorge, let's move on to 2021. What is your 2021 pick?
Well, this one, I actually don't think you're going to guess this one.
Okay, well then
so
I'll just say the one I thought you were going to pick then.
Yeah.
NieR Replicant?
No, because I didn't want to count that one because of
Fair.
technically as a remake. Even though, and again, it would be like the best one because that's my favorite soundtrack in the NieR series.
That's how you that's how you know the Game Awards are bunk sometimes, because that game was not on any of the soundtrack lists, and like anyways, what's your game pick, Jorge?
It's actually there's two. Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is a game that as an SMT, it kind of lacked a lot of the familiar like engaging, pulling aspects of like the narrative that other SMTs had. Like something I like, a good SMT has like an extreme moral dilemma that's like always present, and has your character weigh constantly against that. I feel like 5 messed that up, and just at the end of the game, just plain like looks at you in the face and is like, okay, what, are you evil or good? Just tell me. Then it ends. But the one thing this game excelled at is the soundtrack. Like I'm thinking of Dot Conan. It's like DA like apostrophe AT. It's Conan. It's the stage that's like, I think it's the third area you get into. My God, I listen to this one just when I need to feel something. I remember it kind of like how we were saying with Axiom Verge. The thing this soundtrack does really well is put you in that world of hostility. Like this is a demon world. This is a different plane of existence. Like I am between like realities, and it mixes like eerie spiritual, but also kind of modern, like lo-fi. Like I don't. It's really hard to describe this soundtrack. It's extremely well done. Like.
Yeah, despite my affinity for Mothman, I have not played SMT5. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not even the SMT I would recommend newcomers to play, even though it is, like, in terms of quality of life, the best one. It has the best fusion system in the entire series. But in terms of story, it loses me. I couldn't even finish Vengeance because I felt like it was just going the same direction. But yeah, please listen to the battle theme. Listen to the stage tracks. It does what it wants to do perfectly.
Well, Jorge, my pick for 2021 is Inscription.
I've heard of this one. And I'm so sad I haven't played it yet. Yeah,
so Inscription, if you may not know, Jorge, it is a deck builder. But it's kind of an escape room game.
Oh.
In that, like, in between runs of the deck builder, you're trying to figure out like how to get out of this cabin that you're stuck in with a strange game master, and it's got this like haunted card game feel to it. There's like more to it. You're trying to figure out the mystery of like the greater world around you. But Inscription, I think, highlights what can be done in like a good soundtrack, and that it's not all necessarily about like very memorable like melodic tunes. Inscription soundtrack is restful. It is gross and like grating and hard to listen to, but there's one song I'd like to highlight called The Angler. And if you knew nothing about this game and I asked you to describe what this boss fight was, you'd be like, oh, it's some crazy fisherman, right? Because it's got these like the like buoy gong sound is like echoing in the background, and there's like this like a lot of the like percussion is like the sound of like the slicing of like the back of a knife against scales. There's all these like just gross fish noises that are all like incorporated into the music. And like a lot of the main bosses are just so, the minor, like there's all these like metal clangs of pickaxe against steel, and like the trapper is all like, you hear these like stretching, almost like duct tape being pulled sounds in the background.
Oh my god, they just figured out every little like disturbing thing they could put in there.
But it's all like these aren't just like sound effects that are playing, like it's all incorporated almost like folk music. It's just it's very, very atmospheric.
I'm looking forward to it. This is one I keep hearing, and again, like I'm a deck builder girly for these kind of games. Like I love them, so.
No, it's like, choose your buzzword. Like, do you want a deck builder? Do you want a haunted like game within a game, or do you want like a deep story about like making art? It's got all of them.
These are the same people who did Buckshot Roulette, right?
Might have published it, but it's Pony Island is the same
Oh,
developer.
Pony Island. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Though those have a very similar vibe, so you would not be mistaken for confusing the two.
Okay.
I'll go to my honorable mention really quick. Chicory: A Colorful Tale, also Lena Raine, is doing Zelda without being Zelda, and really captures
nice.
like another game about making art and feeling burnt out, but like finding beauty in that. But yeah, excellent soundtrack.
I'll
go ahead.
I'll just go to my. This is gonna be my second pick, but I'll just consider it my honorable mention.
Sure.
So even though 2021 was the year of like mid RPGs with excellent soundtracks, Bravely Default 2 on the Switch.
Did that come out in 2021?
Yeah, Bravely Default 2 came out on 2021. Bravely Default or Bravely Second was a 3DS game that was how do I explain this?
Okay, well, my Jorge's pick for 2022 is Bravely Default 2, but I must have been mistaken somewhere.
Wait, did I mess this up then?
Oh hell yeah, I got you.
2021. Then I messed this up because like I have this on 2021.
Okay, well no, I'm more just excited that I picked a game correctly that you
Wait,
liked.
You actually picked Bravely Default 2?
For 2022, my Jorge's pick was Bravely Default 2.
That's actually really cool. I'm glad you did that. So Bravely Default, the reason Bravely Default 2 is in this list. I'm also making sure that this is, oh my god, you're right. No, hey, this is 2021.
Oh, okay.
Kyle.
I'm sorry.
Right, no, fine. I'll still give you the dub, don't worry.
Thank you.
Bravely Default 2 is the original composer Revo for Bravely Default 1 came back for this one. And he again brought the A game. Like this, I don't know if you, Kyle. I need you to play Bravely Default.
I'll play
please.
Bravely Default 2.
Like when you get a Switch 2 at least. I don't know. Play the remaster. I don't care.
I for one definitely want to buy a version of Bravely Default 2 that will stop working in 15 years.
If only to just listen to this soundtrack, because again, like this Bravely Default 1 and 2 are like Final Fantasy level soundtrack, like maybe better than some of the games.
Wow.
I'm not even joking. I am 100% being serious when I say not hyperbolic at all. Like, so I would recommend the battle theme for 2 because my god, I remember watching Margot play it because she's the Bravely Default like super fan. Watching Margot play it, hearing the battle theme, and immediately I'm just like tapping my foot, going, "Oh my god, this is so good! Like this is what a battle theme should sound like. It's bringing me back. This is like the Final Fantasy like the juice, the essence. It's there. It even has like the bass line. It's like it's perfect in every way. If you're gonna give this, unfortunately, like I said, the game is a little mid itself. It just doesn't have like the same ensemble cast that really made one entertaining and lovable. But like I said, at the very least, give that soundtrack a listen. If you feel like reliving the Final Fantasy glory days.
Well, Jorge, 2022. What can you tell me about your video game soundtrack pick?
this is a bit of a downer, but it is because the composer passed away recently. It's Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. Well, what do you
Yeah.
tell me what you love about the soundtrack?
It's Cult of the Lamb is a game that I thought I would not like at all because I just don't deal well with that theme and subject. One of the things that drew me in was how, like, for as dark as the game is, it has a very comforting and soothing soundtrack. It's very, it almost tricks you into feeling safe. And the one I always think of is Faith Up, which is the theme that plays when a character's faith goes up and they're like, oh, and they level up basically. This game gamifies the cult aspect brilliantly, and it's the other reason I kept on going with it, even if like I didn't really care for the subject matter. But Faith Up is a really good. It's a very soothing track. It's very like I don't know. It puts you in the position of your follower. Like they feel like indebted or like devoted to you, and it communicates that really well. You can almost think of them as like a follower. Like I'm in comfort. I'm at peace because I am with my Lord. Like it's really good that way. And the entire soundtrack communicates all those elements really well. So the level themes are really good too. The forest one in particular, I always like. Because it incorporates like instruments that feel like a band is playing, but like a band that's like out in the woods, and they made instruments out of sticks and bones. That is all in that. It's like a soundtrack that lives in this world. It communicates to you like the story. My favorite kind of stuff. So I really wanted to mention it.
Nice.
And yeah, Riverboy passed away like I think last year actually. So it's a shame. Like it's one of those things where like I found this out by researching. Like, oh, what the shit? Like this sucks. So yeah, rest in peace. That was a great soundtrack, man.
Yeah, but I'll have to give that a listen just to appreciate that.
I'm sure you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my pick for 2022 is Neon White.
Neon White.
I mean, what can you say?
Damn.
Like that, the soundtrack is all done by Machine Girl.
I could have guessed this. Yeah.
I mean, even just like the first main track that plays Glass Ocean, like it
Aim
just
for the heavens.
It's just I have never played a game that is more confident in itself. And like this is a game that's like your hot topic shopping, like torn up baggy jeans wearing, gothed up fishnet arm sock having, like it is cringe and free. Like it knows, like, you know what? No, these are edgelords and they fucking own it.
It's also very Dreamcast coded as a game. I don't know if you pick up on that. Like, it's that era of oh, let's make everything floaty and there's water and everything looks like a wallpaper.
Yeah, that is you're right. Like the first level of heaven is a Frutiger arrow ass heaven. But yeah, no, it's such confidence in itself with like this just, and I'm a sucker for a breakbeat in a video game. It's so easy to get me with a soundtrack like that, but Neon White is just perfect for like what it needs to be.
I want to go back to it. It's a good runner game too, even if you're an amateur.
Oh yeah.
It's a really good runner game.
Jorge, you got a quick honorable mention for me?
I want to give a shout out to two games. One, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, just because I have to. It's the best Switch game, hands down, in my opinion. Monolith Soft is king, and all Xenoblade games like hit right when it comes to music.
I know little of the Xenoblade games, but I know all their soundtracks are amazing. So.
Yeah, that's how good they are. Like even people who don't play Xenoblade are like, shit, hell yeah, Xenoblade. Tactical Action is the track from 3 that I recommend. It actually plays very early in the game. And I picked it because of that, because I was like, it's the battle theme that plays when you're like in the war that happens in the beginning, and immediately you're like, what the shit is going on? I am scared. It's immediately engaging, and they use it later to like loop back around. I forgot how to pronounce the word again.
Leitmotif.
Leitmotif. They use it again later in the last stage as the battle theme, and it's like, oh, this is the video games. This is the video games. And then another one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Really, I've not heard the soundtrack at all of those.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's T Lopes worked on it, same Sonic Mania guy.
That explains it.
But
okay.
he collabed a lot in this one, and the one I love is Mutants Over Broadway, which the vocals are done by Anton Karatza. Oh my god, I'm sorry, man, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, because I actually know him. I'm so sorry. But please listen to it. Mutants Over Broadway, like, it hypes you up. It's got it uses the Turtles in Time. I think it's sewer surfing. It uses a little bit of sewer surfing in the track, and it's perfect. A quick listen, please. It's really good. The whole thing's really good. They actually knocked it out of the park with that one. For being like a throwback kind of game. They hit.
I'll give some really fast honorable mentions here. Tunic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like.
Oh, I almost picked Tunic. Yeah.
Like they did the Chrono Trigger Forest theme without obviously, like they changed their answers so the teacher wouldn't know they copied. It is an incredible soundtrack. Like non-hyperbolically, like they know what they're homaging and they capture it very well, and do their own thing with it. But I also want to shout out the Live Alive remake. I really don't care for the instrumentation in Mario RPG remake, but I can tell you I'm not just being a hater, because Yoko Shimomura has done remake soundtrack for Live Alive, and that is better than the original. Like Megalomania is a bop.
Wait, it's not called. Yeah, it is called Megalomania.
I know, because I had to try very hard to not mix it up with
It's
with
Megalomania
song
and
that shall not be.
Megalovania is the Undertale, and both of them are kind of you can hear the influence.
Oh yeah, there's a reason it's called that. So
yeah, Live Alive is one of the better remakes of a classic RPG out there right now. Recommended.
So let's go to 2023, Jorge.
2023. Well, you go first. You go first.
I was gonna say I had such a hard time figuring out what you would pick on this one. Did you pick...
and you'll never guess.
Okay, I just like threw a dart in the wall and said Alan Wake 2. That's all I got, man.
Okay, Alan Wake 2 is in my honorable mentions, but it wasn't my pick.
Well, I'm tickled then that I got it. But what's your pick?
Gravity Circuit. Gravity Circuit is crickets. Yes, I know, because no one played it, and I need people to play it. And full disclosure, I actually worked on this one. I did the art for the Steam page and the cover. That notwithstanding, when I finally played it, confession, it's got a really, really good soundtrack, actually. The one I want to recommend is the Guardian Corps headquarters theme that plays while you're walking around and talking to like all the people you saved and rescued in each stage. It's moody. It's like, I don't know what to call it. This is one of those instances where I wish I knew more about music, but it has like, it has something late 90s anime dub about it that is like perfect in the best way. Like the not bad example, but like Bruce Falconer style, like make this intense and cool. And it gets even better when you actually go to pick your stage and the electric guitars kick in, like chef kiss. I when I listen to that, I'm like, oh crap, I'm playing a video game.
It sounds like very specifically like in its niche.
I love it, and I want more people to play this because it is one of the better Mega Man clones out there. In fact, it does a lot uniquely that I would even consider it more of like its own thing. It takes Mega Man and Mischief Makers and like Azure Striker, like all these little things build up to like something really, really cool. And that's my pick. I have another pick, but you go first.
2023 was really hard for me because there's going to be a couple that I have to skip over that my wife will be upset at me picking. She's looking at me like right now. But for 2023, I would say it's Octopath Traveler 2.
I knew you were gonna pick this one.
Really?
Actually, I could have guessed it. Yeah,
I'll get a point for that. But I mean, there's so many good songs. It's hard to highlight just one, especially because like each of the characters' themes carry over so well. But Particio, the merchant, has this like really cool like classic guitar, but like this like funky sax solo, and like it's carries the character's persona very well. But like the whole game is just like all these different motifs for each of the characters carrying over like very strongly. Like you always have a good distinct idea of like who you're playing as or like what they're doing like sonically, and the fact that they can balance that with so many characters. And like the way that their themes work, like they're always like shifting in the key such that like it's basically replaying the same notes but in a different key. So like if you don't do it well, it can sound just like repetitive, but instead it can like bring you new emotions to feel kind of like go through these same sort of steps. And just again, to do that with 8 characters, like you really have to reinforce like how these characters are different. So I think that's really clever.
I love it.
Octopath does this thing where like each character will get their own theme that is like a little mini lead up to the boss battle. And it is incredible how it does it. Like it perfectly syncs it up to where like each character has their own style of instrument that's playing that will build up and then all go to the same battle theme. It's
that's cool.
Yeah. It was very hard not to pick Octopath Traveler 1 earlier because they're decisive. The lead up to the decisive battle is so cool. Like each character is a different version of it. And again, it times it perfectly. So when you hit the button to like proceed to the battle, it knows to like sync it up right then and there. But honorable mention, I couldn't pick it for my 2023, but Lies of P, the soundtrack is so good. It knows exactly like it's doing only as an honorable
Lies of
mention. I'm
PP.
sorry.
Are you telling Sophia right now?
She's looking at me very upset.
It's called Lies of PP. Who cares?
But no, it's like it does like the this industrial era France really well, which
cool.
which is incredible for like a Korean team to just perfectly nail the soundtrack. And they do some like Korean like lounge music of that era, like sung in Korean. It's actually really cool. But it does that extremely well. It's very pretty when it wants to be pretty. It's very dramatic when it wants to be dramatic. Like it's
well, good to know. Since you guessed my honorable mention, and talking about it is probably going to get us copyright striked, I'm going to mention a game that I think everyone needs to listen to the soundtrack of. You don't even have to play the game. Just look up the soundtrack. It's called Air Twister. This actually came out last year on Apple Arcade, but I put it on 2023 because, like you said, it was actually kind of hard to find other picks for this year. Princess Mystique. Okay, so a little bit of context. The band is called Valencia. Yu Suzuki wanted to basically make a sequel to Space Harrier. But basically a spiritual sequel, not like the same because like I don't.
Wow, what a Jorge sentence! I know exactly why you played this.
So he, I guess because he doesn't really own the rights to Space Harrier, he wanted to keep doing that, but like had to basically start from scratch. He contacted, and this is always among my favorite like video game developer stories. He like reaches out to Valencia, who's a band that he fucking loves, and they're like all the way out in Europe. I forget specifically where. I don't want to mess that up. And he's like, "Can you guys make an album for this game?" And they just said yes. And they did an entire, like, they took some of their old songs and redid the lyrics to make sense and like the terms and the story. And then they made new music for the game too. So like this dude got to work with like I'm sure he was starstruck. He got to work with like his favorite band. And at first, when you listen to it, your first impression is this is just like dollar store Queen. This is like rock opera, but like generic rock opera. Who cares? It's funny. Haha, I laugh because it sounds like Offbeat Queen. But the longer you play them, you just start like bobbing your head. You start like singing along. And then the boss theme for like stage 3 hits and you're sold. You're like, shit, this is the best soundtrack I've ever heard. So please, Princess Mystique. If you have to pick one, it's like 8 minutes long for boss fights. This was a mobile game, by the way, so you don't get to hear the entire track of anything because they also went too crazy. And then like every track is like 6 to 8 minutes long for a mobile game. Apparently, they were not told like what kind of game this is gonna be either. But damn, like I'm so glad I picked this up for like $15 at Amazon, or I think it was Woot.com or something. Like, please listen to Princess Mystique. It's phenomenal.
Let me just speed run an honorable mention as well. Pizza Tower is exactly what it needed to be.
Ooh,
love that soundtrack. But let's Jorge.
My friend started playing that one. Yeah,
Jorge, let's move on to 2024. What is your pick?
The final year. Okay. I want to pick the one we're both going to say because it deserves it.
Is it 1,000 Times Resist?
Yeah, like I don't want to. I picked 2 because again, I didn't want to double up, but like Thousand Times Resist is just like I don't want to hyperbolize it, but it is like a life-changing game.
But okay, like the soundtrack is one of the most vulnerable soundtracks I've ever heard. It does so much with just the piano sometimes.
I can't listen to it. There's two tracks I always think of is Jiao. Jiao's theme to me is like, if I had a minute and a half of a person's time to be like, please listen to this, I would pick Jiao's theme. And then the one I personally love is the theme of the Occupants. I don't know if you remember the part. Well, I don't want to spoil anything. There's a part where like you're basically getting the exposition dump, and it plays that theme, and it's haunting in the best way. It's the kind of shit I want in like the moment of like realization or realizing like a horrible truth. Like it's fantastic game, fantastic soundtrack. I cannot praise this enough. I wish more people would play it.
Played right into my trap. I did not have to pick that one because I knew you'd do it for me.
Well, the other one I was gonna pick is good, but like,
yeah, what's your other one, real quick?
Yeah, you could probably guess this one too, but it like, I just want to mention it because I loved it so much. Unicorn Overlord has a pretty good soundtrack. It's not as good as 13 Sentinels.
That's what bummed me out, is like 13 Sentinels is one of the best soundtracks of all time, and Unicorn Overlord is just right for what it needs to be. It's fine. It's good.
Like, I can listen to the entire album for 13 Sentinels, but there are tracks I skip in Unicorn Overlord, and that's why I kind of didn't want to pick it next. But yeah, that was going to be my other choice if you asked. But no, go ahead. Your turn.
My pick for 2024 is Nine Souls.
Nine Souls. Okay. Oh my god, I want to get into this one.
So yeah, Nine Souls. Nine Souls is a Metroidvania style game, but it's done by Red Candle Games, one of my favorite developers. Who? They are the Taiwanese developers, and they're known for Detention, which is a horror game, Devotion, which is a horror game, and Nine Souls, which is a Hollow Knight. But then you play it and you're like, there's a lot of body horror in this game. They know what they like.
It looks great.
But
I really want to get into it.
What I want to highlight with Nine Souls is that, it is, they call it a Dowpunk. It is a future in which there is like a technocracy that is sort of shaking off a clash with like a religious oligarchy, and so like it's this fusion of like Eastern philosophy and sort of like sci-fi futurism, but so like there's like cybernetic pagodas and different symbolism, like it's all sort of merged together, and the soundtrack does an excellent job of carrying this, because you'll get like every level in the game is sort of like building up who these characters are that you're having to take down, the Nine Souls. And you'll get one guy who's like, they're like tech expert, and you fight against him, and his theme has like throat singing mixed with like a very vocoder heavy synth that is sort of matching the throat singing. It's so cool how they do that. Or like you'll fight against in the entertainment district, the souls that are bankrolling the whole operation. They run a traditional Chinese theater, and so during their boss fight, which is this treat, they like you're building up the anticipation of these different antagonists. You finally get to fight them, and it's two characters doing a duetting like Chinese opera, and it's people like legitimately singing like that style of music.
That's awesome.
There's like a song that like I swear to God, like, listen, I don't want to claim someone was or was not inspired by something, but like I would be willing to bet money that the song is like low key doing the theme from End of Ava. But the theme I can't stop gushing about this game, but the theme I want to really highlight the most is called My Will is Our Truth. It is a battle against your teacher, and this is a fight that like I started the fight and immediately died. And like the soundtrack, the score is like this very like chorus that is just doing this like ha, ha, and it's like it feels super ominous, and like it is your teacher, like you're trying to surpass her, and I remember just like it's a very straightforward fight. Like you just have to learn the timings of her moves. And I was stuck on the first stage of this boss fight for like a couple of days, playing like a couple of hours each night.
Oh my god!
But then like the song is timed out almost perfectly to where by the time you would be getting toward the end of the first stage, it'll like transition very naturally until like one of the chorus members will like break out this like high pitched thing, singing, and like the boss will power up, and then like there's this like standstill of like of quiet, and then the whole chorus comes in. There's a breakbeat going on, and you're just like, it's on. Like the real fight is beginning now. I've learned the basics of this boss fight, but like you have not like begun to experience this fight, and it's this moment of just like, no, like it, like we're going. Like this is it. It's now or never. And I swear I was on this boss fight for like almost a full week, playing like an hour or two every night. And I never got tired of this song. It's so good.
All right. I mean, that it's really cool that the theme takes into account like your experience of the fight too. That's another mark of a good soundtrack for a game that uses the medium to its full effect.
Yeah, especially because in the beginning of the fight, like you don't want to get sloppy, so like having it be like a little bit quieter, a little bit like more chorusy, you know. Like you can't mess this up, buddy. Like if you start losing too much health, so you gotta get your fundamentals.
Just start over.
Then when it's like really time to shine, like that's when the music really kicks in. But man, I could gush forever about the soundtrack.
It sounds like a really cool game. I've been super interested in it.
It's gonna make like Silksong has an uphill battle with this game having come out. Like it now has to be compared to that game and not Hollow Knight.
Whose fault is that? Anyway.
Do you have any honorable mentions for 2024?
I'm very excited for my 2024 honorable mention.
What's that?
Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble.
Really?
Please listen to the soundtrack. I beg you. This is the Monkey Ball fandom is in We're So Back mode after this one. And not just because it's an actually good Monkey Ball game, finally, but the soundtrack slaps. Like, please listen to, I got Golden Temple is the one I want to recommend. But honestly, do the whole thing. Especially, like, the other really good one is the second stage track. The one, somebody joked, like, the yassified Monkey Ball. But trust me, it's great. But Golden Temple is my favorite, the one I always listen to. I actually got the vinyl for this because I like the soundtrack.
Isn't there just a big hunk of banana on the the vinyl too?
I don't know,
a picture.
but,
anyways.
I would have known. Right.
I do want to.
Yeah, you give us our
real quick honorable mention. Another Crab's
last one for the night.
Another Crab's Treasure. It is this very delicate balance between like funny songs, somber songs, chill as fuck tracks, but they all use like very oceany, very wavy, very like steel drum type instruments that like you always feel like you're underwater, but like they do some like really dour stuff too. It's not just all silly. Like one of the bigger moments of that game is when you actually hear the kind of ominous opening track in its actual context, and it's actually quite sad. But you feel like you really earned hearing that track in its new context. But yeah, it does a much better job than you would think.
All right, well, we made it.
Yeah, Jorge, that's been 10 years, 10 soundtracks, and I guess real quick, I mean, we said we're in a golden age. I mean, has anything really changed from you just gushing about these 10 years worth of songs? Do you feel like things are changing? Is there a trend that you feel like is emerging from this?
I don't know. I feel like what I liked about doing this, preparing for this particular episode, is that I got to appreciate a lot of different soundtracks from. I mean, this is very literally what we did, but I really got to appreciate not just how far we've come, but how consistent a good soundtrack can be in terms of like game history. I don't want anyone to tell me that like game music was better back then. I don't think that's true at all. The volume of games has increased, not literally, no pun intended, but like the amount of games and the saturation of the market is real, and I think that's what people tend to focus on when they're like, things were better back then.
Certainly it was more melodic. It's more memorable in that regard. But yeah, you're right. Like,
Right, but that was more based on like the limitations of the hardware, which again kind of served to its benefit because it created a lot of like iconic tunes that we still think of today. But with as game modernizes, there are more things you can do. There's ways you can tell a story through music. Not that this was never possible, but now I feel like a lot of and I've always said this, music is like probably the most important aspect of a game's like artistry, in my opinion, more than visually or more than any visual or even narrative aspect, because I feel like music is what stays with you way past like when you turn the game off. It's the thing we always remember when we talk about like old games. The first thing that comes to mind. It's the most accessible thing you can like tap into when you want to like indulge in the memory or the nostalgia of something.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just because, like we said earlier, because it's directed by you, because you're with it for a lot longer, it really sticks with you. And like, I've listened to new genres of music because a game gave me the context to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of trends or like the modernization of the medium, like I think there are ways it's better. Like I said, I just bought a vinyl for like a game that came out last year, and it's because I listened to it and I'm like, this is good. Like, this makes me feel good. That's really all it is at the end of the day. It doesn't make you feel good. Do you emote? Is something being brought out of you in a positive or even negative way when you listen to music? That's all that matters, and games still do that to me, so I don't really feel like there's been a negative. Like I don't think there's been like what would you say, like a decay or a diminishing of like the strength of that aspect.
Yeah, because I mean, like
I think it's good.
Even games that are doing like purposely chiptune stuff, like Pizza Tower, like is so exactly right for choosing that. And it's not like like it's sampling in the way that Wario Land 4 is. Like it's not just chiptune. And so I feel like games are simultaneously both like they're doubling down on like what they're doing, but they're also like spreading out and like, looking at my later picks versus my earlier picks, like there's so many different like styles of music and instruments being used. And
yeah.
I just think that there's like such a breadth of options now that it feels like now you really have to stand out. You can't.
Yeah. And you bring up something very important. Now that you mention it, yes, there is a trend I have noticed. Like, chiptune used to be like the video game music. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like we're finally pulling away from that a little more. And like Pizza Tower does it because it wants to do it. You know what I mean? Like, but there really was a time where it felt like video game music has to sound like this. And I'm glad that like, for the most part, we've picked things that aren't really sticking to that so much, like when it does it out of necessity, out of like, no, I want it to sound like this is how it's supposed to be. Like Axiom Verge is another example of like really good chiptune music done right. And yeah, like I guess like if there is something I notice is less reliance on that like shorthand for video game, and more like let's explore, let's do crazy things, but also let's pay respect to like music in general. Let's give this life and give this meaning without copying like what's already good,
Yeah. Well, Jorge, is there anything that you've got your eye on for 2025?
I feel like this is another obvious pick from me.
My Jorge's pick is Clair Obscur, baby.
Yep. I mean, it's another one of these where like I was starting to get a little tired of people talking about it, but like the longer I played it, I hit a point where I'm like I stopped moving and I'm like, let me listen to this. Like, what am I hearing right now? And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I hear what you're cooking. In fact, I want to recommend one track. It's the Act 2 world map theme. I can't pronounce it because it's in French. It's like Déchire la Toile, Dechire Latoile. That is like, I
believe that's pronounced Bergentrucken.
I believe that is not pronounced Bergentrucken. I forgot what it's like to enter a world map and like in an RPG and a different theme starts playing, that is like in line with like what just happened. You know what I mean? Like the world changes. I haven't felt this way since like Chrono Cross, where like I enter the world and I'm like, whoa, something is different, and I think it's me. And the music changing was like the perfect like quickest way to get you to feel that. I'm Claire Obscure got the juice. I don't know what to tell you.
That's,
like,
no,
I'm
that's
gonna
great.
keep talking about
I'm
this
so
game.
glad that this game just went from like I don't know what you guys are talking about to
That's
like
how, yeah, I started the game like, what? This is just another, like, I mean, if you've played an RPG the last 10 years, this ain't shit. And then I hit Act 2 and I'm like, all right, okay, I was wrong.
Well, I don't want to get into too much of the nitty gritty, but Jorge, when you get to Deltarune chapters 3 and 4, I don't know how Toby did it, but it's even better than 1 and 2.
How can you? Because I'm replaying 1 and 2, and 2 is so good.
2 is so good.
Perfect.
They listen the moment in 2 where it opens up with the Cybers world and it's building up that song, and then boom, like the level hits you. Oh buddy.
Cyber's world, like the Birdley's battle theme. Oh my god!
This is what made me have to look up like what actually are time signatures. How do they work? Because like, do you know anything about time signatures?
I know that it's like how it's like a rhythm thing, but not really. It's more like,
I mean,
I know the fourths and I know the eighths, and it's because like each note repeats in that pattern, and like that's what they
like.
call
I said it a little bit earlier, but basically the first number is like how many distinct beats there are before it feels like it's a complete thing, and then the second number is basically how fast. I'm butchering this. I'm not. Listen, I did percussion in 6th grade. Like that's all my music history.
Yeah, we're gonna bring a music person next time we do this.
Yeah, because I'm a dumb. I'm sorry, but
I'm a dumb of ass.
Yeah, but yeah. So the second is almost always like 2, 4, 8, 16. It's just how fast the notes are going. So almost all songs you hear, like 90+% are going to be 4/4.
Yeah, I know a lot of pop songs are 4/4.
Yeah. There's a song in chapter 4 called Third Sanctuary that is alternating between like 11 eighths, 5 fourths, and then there's a part where it's combining 11 eighths and 12 eighths, and some people are arguing that I think it more technically should be represented as 23 eighths. Meaning there's 23 beats that are distinct before you feel like this is looped. And I don't even, like, you will know exactly when you get to that moment. It is incredible.
Right. Something I always liked about Toby's style of music is that he really does whatever the fuck he wants.
And, like, it's technical stuff, too. It's not like he's just
but it works.
about.
Yeah. It works. Yeah, he's not just, I mean, to be fair, he quotes the Cave Story creator Pixel, and, like, the way he learned how to make music is to put one note after the other until it sounds good. And I think he does do that, but on like an extremely technical level.
Oh god, there's some music sampling in chapter 3 that will make you scream based on the stuff you've talked about in this episode.
I love it.
You'll hear an old sampling that just
Have you do you remember some of his stuff from Homestuck?
Oh yeah.
He used to sample like there's a track for the Midnight Crew, and he used a sample that's like, become a member of the Midnight Crew.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, I remember, fun fact, I actually met Toby at Otakon, and I was like, how did you find that sample? It's perfect. And he's like, I just found it. Like, bro. So yeah, this dude really does whatever the fuck he wants. But yeah, in the best way. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm loving chapter 2 all over again, going through it. Queen is my queen, my goddess, my wife. I can't. How can it be better? These are big words.
I don't want to just overhype it, but it's so good.
All right.
All
right.
Well,
I'll get to it. I'm almost done with
please
the French.
Just let me know when you reach the third sanctuary song. You will know.
Okay. All right. I will know. All right, will do.
Well, Jorge, we've gone a bit long. I have some bad news to break to you. We actually missed our bus to the question zone.
Wait, did we?
I mean, I feel like we might save a couple of questions for next time, if that's okay with you.
The question zone is over. Goodbye. Well, that's fine, because we don't have any questions.
Jorge, however, let us take a very quick trip to the rec room, where we recommend something inside and outside the world of games.
Hold on. So we got time for the fucking rec room? We don't have time for the fucking question zone? All right, I see how it is.
Yeah. You got anything to recommend?
Yeah, shut the fuck Rec room. Video game related? Let's see. What have I been... No, you go first, Kyle.
My video game I would like to recommend very quick is Tuati, Keita Takahashi's newest game.
Oh, I love it.
I didn't have a chance to mention this in previous episodes, but it's cool, man. It's a lovely game. It's got some fun things to say about living as a disabled person, but through a whimsical lens. And related to this episode, every chapter starts with an opening theme song, like an anime. And when you beat the chapter, there's an outro song. And I think you really ought to play this game just one chapter a night. If it seems like something you might like, stick with it. I think the beginning parts are a little slower as you kind of figure things out. But when you really get in the groove, like it'll change what's happening every episode. It'll introduce more lovable characters, and every time you hear those theme songs, like it'll be a warm feeling. So to a T.
Nice. I recommended it to some of my friends and they picked it up. Like, surprisingly, I was actually really happy that they did and they loved it.
It's really funny, like the way you can just like bumble around and be silly. It's very playful.
Nice. Okay, so I've been playing 30XX again, the roguelike Mega Man X clone, which is better than Mega Man X at this point. And falling in love all over again with its honestly weirdly obtuse storytelling. Like, I know that roguelike games these days have taken an approach of like, well, the story will be fed to you like in parts. As you continue runs, you'll learn a little more. This game takes that to a whole nother level where like, I don't know what's going on. And the only way I can't even look up how to find out. Like, you actually have to talk to other people to figure it out. And in fact, like, the best guides I can offer, like, if you're getting into this game and you're like, this doesn't have a story, trust me, it does. A lot of it is, like, in the Steam page community, like, for the game. People who are like, oh, I have a lore guide. I can tell you how to find these items that are, like, completely circumstantial. You might not run into them for several runs, but then when you do, they're like extremely like useless because you're like, wait, this doesn't do anything. Why would I pay money for this? But if you do, it unlocks like an alternate route.
Oh, it's the story specific
in your run.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then suddenly you enter a stage that's like completely different for some reason. You're like, what's going on here? And then you check like if a really amazing thing happens. If you have for some reason, you can turn on the date of like today in the game. If you turn that feature on and you use a story item and the game teleports you to the past, that calendar gets all fucked up and you know something weird happened. It's this like this game elects to tell a story in a very fascinating way that I feel like couldn't work with like conventional gaming, but it does if you just like dig deep and keep digging. And then suddenly like the reward is revealing the fact that it actually is a sequel to 20XX, the one that came before it. Like there is a lot connecting it. And the more you play, the more you find out. And again, I was like playing it and being like, this is really cool. And like, we can make this work. I feel like more games should try to do this. Like, just maybe not as obtuse as this, even though it encourages like community engagement and the good kind of gatekeeping where like people are going to play and be like, oh, this doesn't have a story. Oh, this is lame. But then the people who do put the effort in, they're like, hey guys, what the fuck is this? And everyone goes, oh shit, wait, I saw that. This is da 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 da. And suddenly like it's a whole different kind of experience. Recommend it. And then non-video game stuff. Damn, I think I'm gonna say we watched something recently, and now I'm rewatching Andor, the Star Wars Andor, to prepare for season 2, and it's actually pretty good on rewatch. Like,
I've heard season 2. Like my coworkers really like season 2 of Andor. So
I have not seen season 2 yet because I have to catch up because I'm watching it in a group, and we got a new member to the group, and now they have to watch season 1.
Yeah, you did the thing where everyone's got to.
Yeah, and at first I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be boring because I already saw this, but no, I'm like engaged all over again. Like, I love a good Star Wars. Like, to me, good Star Wars. This is my hot take. Put politics back in Star Wars. The boring kind. I'm sorry. It's good. It's good. Make a world. Build a world out of it. And oh my God, that is like candy to me. I don't know why they don't do this enough. But yeah, I'm rewatching that. I'm hoping season 2 is good. Because I'm excited now. I'm like hyped up. Like, oh, there's just so many things they build up from the very beginning. I'm so excited. And it's refreshing to watch a show that like I'm actually engaged with again. As of like lately, I've been having a lot of trouble getting into like the like recent stuff, mostly because I just don't have access to a lot of streaming services anymore. But that would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I haven't really been like, man, I've hardly had any time for video games lately. Alone and other life stuff has just been impossible because I literally just moved.
That's where I'm at right now too. And that, like, for us, it was like my surgery and then Margot's surgery, and like Margot has to focus on getting a job, and we haven't really had
life.
And whenever I do have free time, I'm just like, I just want to disassociate. I want to play like whatever game is in front of me.
I guess if I have to recommend something that's not related to video gaming, if you're moving, get the second inspection. If you hire movers, get the insurance, or move all the really expensive stuff yourself. Just be incredulous, because man, that's
Please,
I don't have to say much to say it all.
House owning is, and I quote a friend of mine, house owning is ghetto. It's not. This is for the birds. Like,
Swag.
I'm just like, I don't know why people rush to buy homes if it's just like a fucking nightmare. Anyway, we should just make it so we can live.
Wouldn't that be
in
nice?
Peace. And not fucking worry about this shit.
Well, this has been Brain Lords, the only podcast with only 4 sound channels. You can find us at social media at BrainLordsPod. You can find me on social media as Cute Monster Props, or at my website, cutemonsterprops.com. Jorge, where can they find you?
You can find me in the back of a GameStop flipping switches. You know, the console. You can find me at J-Man Velez on anything that doesn't suck, and also everything that sucks. And yeah.
Also, if you click a random thing on Fangamer, chances are that bad boy will say JMV.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll plug that. Why not? If you go to artists, actually, you can go to Fangamer, search our products by collection, and then under that, search by artist, and you can find JMV, which is me. You'll see everything I recently worked on that is up on the store. We just launched a God of War shirt that I did, and one more thing that I can't remember. But yeah, please check that out. That is pretty much like all the merchandise I do now is through Fangamer. I don't sell anymore independently because it's such a pain in the ass. So please, check that out. Thanks for bringing that up, Kyle.
Also,
I feel like that's a better plug.
Yeah, it's just nice. It's nice because you do a lot of different styles, and I think that's very difficult to do as an artist.
I really do, and I just realized that I need to update my portfolio because like I don't want people to think that I haven't been doing anything. I have. It's just that I don't do a lot of stuff independently anymore. That's the only thing.
Well, questions, comments, and inquiries can go to brainlordspod@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube and all other places where podcasts are born. We've been your Brain Lords for this evening, reminding you to consume less, engage more.
Also, listen to some good-ass tunes.
Some good. Oh my God. Bye-bye. On the next episode of Brain Lords. Not every paycheck is going to be to paint the Sistine Chapel, you know? Sometimes you have to take a deal from Pepsi. Jorge and Kyle fight to find deeper meaning in Cool Spot featuring 7-Up and solve the mystery of why Tiny Toons games are so good, but Looney Tunes games are so bad. Find out next week, can licensed games be art? Hey, who's a better client anyways, Burger King or the Catholic Church?
Ronaldinho success!